Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome to the Diva of Days of Our Lives. This is our 443rd Blog Talk radio show. Check out all our shows here on Blog Talk Radio and also our interviews. You can also find us on Twitter, Diva of DOOL, and we also have a Facebook page, and we're also on iTunes. I'm Marianne, and you can find me at mama_hooch on Twitter. And we have the Diva with us tonight, Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, I'm at Diva of DOOL.
Okay, and we have Jen with us. Hi, Jen.
Hi, I'm at RXJDK at Twitter.
Okay, and I'm sure Anna will be showing up sometime soon. You can find her at Causey Hooch. She's not here yet, but you know we're not. We're only what, a minute in, maybe a minute. Yeah. Okay. So. She should be coming soon. Also check out at Bob Hapka and at Amy Hapka on Twitter. And I think there she is.
Hey there.
There you are.
And you can
find
me
at Causey Hooch, yeah. Already said, yeah. Yeah, at Causey Hooch on Twitter. I said she should be calling in soon. So, yeah. And who else? Okay, we said at Bob Hapka and at Amy Hapka. And check out at Teo Penglis, at Lauren Coslow, and at Killtrip USA, who is Ian Buchanan. They all have Instagram things, too. You can check them all out on Instagram and Facebook, too. They all have, they're all on Facebook. So, what did everyone think of the show? I guess we didn't do a show last week, but I think the last 2 weeks have mainly, they started out with the blackout in Salem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what did you think, Carrie? What did you think? You said you haven't been caring for the last couple of weeks of the show.
No, it's stupid, and I understand people are saying, oh, well, Ron did this because he had to come up with 2 weeks of episodes on the fly because of the Olympics not being on. But seriously, a prison break again. This is the third year in a row.
Same people.
Yep, same stupid prisoners.
And is
the same
it just
people.
me, or did some of those episodes seem like they were 2 hours long? I would be like, I was watching Monday's episode, and I was just like, surely it's almost over, and I'd pause it and be like, 20 minutes in. I'm like, God, it seems like it's dragging on forever.
I mean,
the only good part was seeing Tony again.
The only part I like, the part that I loved was Kate. But I'll shut up for now. But when we get to Kate, I like that part.
Kate was definitely the highlight. But I mean, what was the point? Clyde comes out, he talks to Ben, tries to talk Ben out of not getting revenge, and then you can fill in, Anna, what happened to Clyde. Orpheus kidnaps Marlena to have her bring Christian out of the mental hospital, and then Christian basically betrays his dad, knocks him out, and goes back to the mental hospital. So basically nothing happened there. And then Rolf asked Chad for Stefano's essence, and then we have flashbacks that were never aired last year with Tony. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they cut him out of the show, showing that they burnt Stefano's essence. And so somehow, though, Rolf was going to impregnate Kayla with a clone of Stefano, and I don't understand why he would pick a 50-something-year-old woman to carry the baby.
She even pointed that out to him. You know, you being a doctor should know, you know, she's not really a good candidate for. I know. That didn't make sense. I agree.
Yeah, and then Ross gets captured, and So basically we're all back to where we were before the prison break started, and nobody's storyline advanced at all. So it was basically just a colossal waste of time.
Except for now Hope is missing, right? I mean, Hope is taken off.
Yeah, and Jennifer.
Now, was this? Have we figured out like this week's episodes? When were they taped? When were they
recently?
Recently, probably when they went back. Yeah, I would think.
Okay.
Like in beginning of September.
Okay.
Right?
So like
I'm
last
thinking.
week. So the first 2 weeks they went back to tape. They had to cover for the 2 weeks, like kind of do a 2-week story arc to cover for the. Well, wait a minute. No, the Olympics would have already aired by then. But because it was they used other episodes during that time. They were okay. I got it. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it was explained that I've been.
Okay.
Heard. Yeah.
All I can say
like
is I know not one single person on the planet is going to buy Katie McClain as Jennifer Horton. Jennifer
I was
Horton.
just going to ask you, what did you think of the new Jennifer?
OMG.
I did not like her at all.
Awful.
Not,
Awful.
Yeah.
And I'm
just so used.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Bubbly
that
Jennifer.
Would have to be incredibly hard to walk into someone's character that they've played for 30-something years. But
she originated. She's the only one. Yeah. Well, no, there was another one, but yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I had to fast forward through a lot of that.
And just her and Jack together, it was like, did she seem? Now I'm not going to get anything but age, but Missy Reeves is even. I know she's older, but she just seems like younger. And this girl looks older, a lot older. Even though Jennifer is older, but just Missy just seems so young, and I don't know. There's just something
Missy
about
has
her.
A very useful. She has a useful look. You know,
yes.
She has a very useful
yes.
look. So I mean, it's not even the aging thing, but that's part of it. But about the long blonde hair is about all they got right, and even that, I'm like so like upset that they don't have Missy Reeves.
I
can understand.
Taller than Missy Reeves? Is not as petite as Missy Reeves?
I don't know.
Completely missed up.
Even personality-wise, and again, I give kudos to any actor that's going to walk into that situation and try to do the best they can with it, because that would have to be really hard. And the only thing that can get me through that is thinking that it might be temporary, because otherwise I cannot handle it.
Yeah,
and
sometimes sometimes you have to give them a chance, because I know there's other ones at other times I didn't like, but then I really liked them as a recast.
Right.
But I don't know. It's still hard.
The new Claire is a good example, because I didn't like that girl.
But she's not
I just really
a
like
legacy character
you're right.
either.
True.
Yeah.
True.
She's just
Well, for example,
that's
I mean,
a good point, but
true. Good point. Yeah, but I just
Yeah, I do
so
like this
new
Claire. Because of redeeming.
Yeah, she's doing really well. Yeah.
I like the new Claire better.
And I think
I didn't better?
like, as you guys know, I did not like her at first, but I really like her now. I really do. I think she's doing a great job as an actress. And I think the girl that plays Allie is doing a great job.
I don't like them.
Oh yeah, I kind of liked her. You don't like the new Claire? I like the new Allie right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the new Allie. The new Claire, to me, she seems. I think the age is wrong, and she seems too mature. Like, I can't imagine this Claire trying to burn Cierra alive. Like, she doesn't.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
Olivia had the crazy eyes. So you could buy
the craziness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this girl doesn't have she doesn't seem to have a malicious bone in her body. So I totally buy that she's redeemed, and that's a little boring to me. I think they basically took the Claire's edge completely off the table, and now she's just a boring heroine. She's she's just average now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good, fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like trying to redeem, but I like Robert Scott Wilson. He's still not completely redeemed. He's redeemed, but he still has that edge to him. Right. He still has that revenge. He wants to kill now. He wants to go after Vincent and to kill him. Yeah, so he still has, like, you could still see that's still there. He's still that.
And I gotta admit,
like how they do that with him.
even though I hated the whole 2-week story arc thing, but I did like seeing Clyde again. I really like James Reed. I liked him this time.
I love the scenes with Ben and Clyde. Yeah, the scenes with Kate and the scenes with Ben and Clyde were really, those were both well acted with Ben and Clyde. I really liked the whole father-son dynamic, that they were doing. And even though Clyde is just a jerk, I mean, he still seems like, he's really caring for Ben, and he doesn't want him to go down that road. He's trying to talk him out of it. But, those were good scenes, too. But, did you want to talk about Ben and,
with the
not Ben, I mean, Clyde and Kate?
Clyde. Well, and you guys will have to help me out on Thursday's episode, because I think that the rest of that story part was resolved on Thursday, but it only recorded the first 6 minutes of it. So I saw Friday, but I didn't see, and they weren't on Friday. So I'm assuming Thursday you might have to fill me in on some things. But Kate was on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think. But like I said, I didn't get to see Thursdays. But which is hell, we never get that much Kate, which is great. So we got a lot of Kate this week. But the Tuesday episode was hard because Lucas had to come and tell Kate that Allie had been raped and everything. Was like, the Kate tears and the Lucas, that was like any combination of those two together. I just love them.
Yes, always nice to see Lucas.
They're so good together, and they just play off each other so well, and that was so painful. And then when Kate was like, "Well, we're going to do something about this," I'm going to make sure that the mayor knows about this. He's going to get. I don't remember what she called him, but So anyway, so she takes off like she's going to go get this resolved so Tripp can get arrested. And she's walking through the park and runs. I kept thinking, why in the heck is Clyde, babysitting this baby that's crying out in the middle of where everybody in Salem goes? That was so dumb.
The kidnapping.
They should have had him hide.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it wouldn't have worked for Kate to find him, but come on, the dude is smarter than that.
Of course.
I mean, come on, that was just dumb. But I know it was a plot. It was for the plot, but it just was kind of like, plot, really? He's going to come to the, everybody comes to the park. Or, isn't that the park? So anyway, I don't know.
The park,
that
thing between the park and the town square, I think, is kind of how they walk through there,
So, I know. So it's like, So anyway, so Pate, what's that?
It's like the killing pier. Everybody hears everything.
Exactly.
Like the pier.
Exactly.
Back in the day,
the pier was the place everyone ran into. Exactly.
Good
where Tony was originally killed with a chunk of wood.
Yeah.
Chunk of wood.
Yeah.
But anyway, or was it on Andre eventually? I don't know. I lose track. Anyway, so anyway, Kate's just walking, determined, walking through there, headed to go, make sure somebody arrests Tripp. And she runs right into Clyde. Of course, they have a history together and all. That was fun. So kind of like see their, like to see that connection, not the connection like romantic, but like just the interaction. And then, so then when she realizes that he has Henry, her great grandbaby, it's like, whoa, hold up. And so the baby's just crying and crying and crying. And of course, she's like, I don't suppose you managed to steal the diaper bag while you were at it, while you're taking it. He's like, no, I guess I didn't, So he's like, well, he probably needs a diaper change. She goes, oh, yes, he definitely needs that or whatever. And so then, he kept holding her, and she says, well, let me hold it. She realized, I mean, she's like, you need to give him to me, and I need to get him home to his mother, and he's like, oh, I can't do that, And then he wouldn't explain to her what the whole plot was that he was doing. He says, but he wasn't planning on hurting. The baby was not going to be hurt unless there was some sort of hidden crossfire if the police were alerted and there was a shootout. But as far as his intentions, the baby was not going to be harmed. And so I guess the baby just keeps crying, and so Kate says, come on, let me. He's like, oh no, this should be easy, and he can't get the baby to stop crying. And so she finally convinces him to let her hold baby and try to get him to calm down. And then she sits down and she's like, kind of, rocking him and stuff, and then she's like, hey, I have it, you know, she's like, well, I don't have a bottle or anything, but I do have a pacifier of his in my purse. And he says, if you'll let me get in my purse, I could get that out. He goes, yeah, whatever will make it stop, you know, kind of thing. And because he's afraid somebody's going to hear the baby crying and come around the corner, you know, which of course everybody in Salem goes around the corner there, so you think eventually somebody's going to catch him. So then, and I guess at one point before that, Kate actually, was it before that? Yeah. She had even offered up herself. She's like, let go of the baby, take me as the hostage. I mean, she was like being selfless, and she was even trying to come on to him like, you know, I'll do whatever you want me to do, you know, kind of like hint, you know. I'm sure it's been a long time.
Oh, yeah, he's been in prison for so long, yeah.
Yeah, and he basically was like, no, he's a, you know, basically the baby was worth more leverage than she was, unfortunately, you know, which was kind of shitty to say, crappy to say. But you know, he knew that, you know, the baby was leverage for what he was trying to help Orpheus with. So, and he didn't say that part, but so he turned her down, but, you know, he was tempted. But, and he did make a comment about how she was still a beautiful woman, and, you know, like, you know, like, oh, I wish I could. But, so then that's when, so she eventually gets a hold of the baby, and she's sitting there trying to calm him down, and then that's when she says the thing about, what, if you'll let me, I could get in my purse, I've got his pacifier in there. And when she goes into reach, and he says, okay, you know, whatever, to make it stop, she puts her hand in there and pulls out a gun, which I was like, yes, Kate, that was awesome. And so then she stands up, and here she's got this crying baby in one arm, and she's got the gun on him in the other. You know, like, I loved it. And so he basically was like, oh, come on, you know you're not going to shoot me. And she does shoot him.
Yep, she shot him.
Shoots him in the,
shot him.
Shoots him in the shoulder, shot him in the shoulder or something. He goes down, but then he's like, call an ambulance. And what was she saying? Like, can't remember. She was thinking she needed to shoot him again, only a little more to the left, like to hit him in the heart area.
Yeah.
And, okay, so that's, I think, where I left off. So what happened after that? Because I didn't get to see the next day.
Abe stopped her.
Oh, Abe came through?
Yeah.
Abe came up? And then
Abe came through.
So then what happened? Then how? I mean, did they show the baby getting back to Allie or anything? Or?
Well, Abe said, you know, before the police get here in the ambulance, he let Kate go and said to take the baby back to Allie, meaning he wasn't going to arrest. He didn't arrest Kate or anything for doing that.
Yeah.
He just let Kate go. Yeah.
He better not have.
To Clyde.
And then he what?
Get her wish.
And then what?
He said to Clyde, Kate just might get her wish that he'd burn in you know where.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
okay.
He basically let Kate
basically
go.
they got it. So then Clyde was arrested and taken off. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the hospital. Ben came to see him in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And then Orpheus, I guess, Xander, somehow he got Clyde's location, or, you know, one of his hideouts from Xander, because Xander, you know, was in cahoots with him before.
Mm-hmm.
So John found out where they were, and then, of course, Evan knocked his dad out, and, you know, so Orpheus is under arrest. So they're all back in, you know, and then, the whole Dr. Rolf thing, he got, I guess, Steve, did anybody know how Steve found out where he was at? I kind of missed that.
No.
He was talking to Shane, but I don't know how he found out from Shane.
Okay, that's what I couldn't. I saw he was on the phone with Shane, I guess. How did they track him down? Was it through Kayla's car, or I don't know how they found where Kayla? Because all of a sudden, Steve just came bursting through the door. Like, some things just didn't all add up, you know.
Yeah.
So this clone thing never happened. The only, I guess, as far as he got was giving her these numbing. She was like numb, she couldn't move or anything, but he never did get the chance to implant it or whatever. So it was all wore off. So then he's in jail. And then he he calls Gwen, and Gwen comes in, and Gwen, and what everyone thinks, she was all dressed up like she was his lawyer. She had the dress on and the glasses. I mean, instead of, like those old plaid shirts, and, she kind of was, cleaned up pretty well, and he's more or less threatening her, you get me out of here, or I'm going to, expose her secret of what, of drugging Abigail and everything. So I don't know how she's going to, they kind of left that, I think. Yeah,
well, the one police guy there, he's knocked out cold on the floor, so maybe.
Yeah. Oh. And then, and I guess Chad's kind of questioning how Rolf escaped in the first place, because he had him tied up in this tight rope, and they said it was with the, he got the letter opener and did that. So he's kind of questioning Gwen, and then there's Abby, sticking up for her. So, I don't know. Does anybody want to talk about the rumors or spoilers, or I guess they're spoilers. I don't know if they're rumors or supposed to be true about Gwen and Kate, the connection with Gwen and Kate and Jack.
Oh,
here.
I haven't heard them.
Carrie, did you hear anything about that? I don't know. You might have heard more than I did. I don't know.
No, people were speculating that Gwen is Jack and Kate's child, but it looks like really what's going to happen with this promo coming up is that Jack and Kate must have had an affair while Jennifer was in a coma. Which either way, either storyline's a bad idea. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't like either one.
Yeah. And where did this Kate and Jack thing came from? They weren't even really in each other's orbit at all.
Didn't they know each other back in the day, though? Didn't one didn't one steal the spectator out from the other one?
Oh. Yeah, but recently, maybe that could be, years ago, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure
within the last year when this affair was well, yeah, and I guess there's a lot of backstories we don't know.
Yeah.
True.
I remember
that whole year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, and remember too that they did the same thing with Kate and Daniel. Here he was going at it with Chelsea, and then all of a sudden we find out that Daniel and Kate had already had a fling, and then they ended up getting together again later. But there's all of a sudden there's this flashback where they're together, and we're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And so sounds like they're doing that with this too. So, I mean, anytime Kate's in a storyline, I'm cool with it, but I was kind of like, that just throws Kate under the bus,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So does Gwen find out about this? How does Gwen know this, though? There's this letter or something or Abby finds this letter or finds out about it. How does Gwen know about it? That's what I'm trying to, or does she set her up, or I don't know. It's either that or they just had this affair, but then do they go will that set up the story that they go way back? And when Jack was gone, somehow he got together with Kate, and that's their daughter?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, Gwen was going to be his daughter, but I didn't think, I thought this other lady, some other person was going to be the mother. Yeah, didn't realize about Kate, so I don't know. Although I could see where Gwen maybe could be Kate's daughter, but I mean, does she?
Yeah.
That's just another kid for Kate. I mean,
another kid that Kate didn't
another
know.
One. She's like a Stefano.
Usually it's the men. It's usually the men that don't realize they have a kid out there.
Yeah. And then here's Kate again with another guy.
At least she's not an alien.
Yeah.
I think it should have been Andre's kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Gwen should have been on. Yes. Yeah. What else? What's going on? Kate, Andre. Let's see. What else? Okay, so we're talking about letters. Jennifer found a letter from Hope. More or less, that's how it explained, I guess. She's off looking for Cierra, not believing that Cierra is dead. And she read the letter. So I guess that's how they're explaining that. And Ben still doesn't believe that she's dead either, and he's trying to, convince, try to find out the truth with Vincent. Yeah, and he kind of broke him out of jail because he held a gun to Eli. So. Then we have the whole Eli, Lani, Brady, Kristen thing. Kristen is going to jail, I guess, and saying goodbye to Lani and Eli and Brady. Or Brady came over and, confronted Eli about trying to get, make him feel bad about what he did. And Lani still doesn't know, anything that happened. Of course, that's going to come out somehow.
Yep.
She's going to find out somehow. Somebody's going to somebody's going to tell her. Or she's going to overhear something.
Yeah. I really do like Eli and Lani, but Lani should not be a cop.
Why? Why did you say that?
Because she shouldn't have let Kristen go. And then she blamed Eli for being mad that she let Kristen go. It's like,
yeah. I mean, I can understand both, both points, and why Eli did what he did, and he even told Brady you would do the same thing, to protect Kristen, and which is true, and I kind of think Brady kind of admitted to that.
Yeah,
too,
and
so.
Victor walked away scot-free for what he did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So Victor, he always gets away with stuff. And speaking of the Curiacuses, we have Xander, Philip, and Cierra. And I'm about ready to smack Cierra. I'm going to get on my last nerve. Her the little baby talk. Everybody talks. Everybody talks about that.
Yeah.
Yes. And how stupid she is that she doesn't see what Philip is doing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see spoilers where she finally figures it out and sees Philip for who he is, and then her and Xander get together to try to go against Philip. Now that's what I had been hearing, that she finally,
you finally go the brain
up. Yes. Yeah. I think in a couple of weeks they're supposed to kind of reveal who Philip was talking to. So I've heard different ones. I heard now it could be Ava, because we know Ava is coming back. Some people say Vivian. Some people say Deimos. So I don't know.
I hope it's Deimos.
Yeah. That would be another one back from the dead. So.
Yeah.
Oh, and Anna, what do you think of Kate and Jake? With Kate and Jack?
I don't think.
And also Kate and Jake.
See, was that 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. They haven't had any episodes this week, have they?
They have I think it was Corday. How they give the breakdown?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, coming up, what's supposed to be coming up?
However long it lasts.
Yeah.
You know how it is. They don't ever let Kate be in love or lust for long. But I just think he's adorable. I just like him so much, and I think she can. She has chemistry with pretty much anyone she's in scenes with. So I'm for it for now. I'll ride that wave for now. But then again, I really liked her with Abe too. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Have they kind of gotten away from that? I don't know. They
don't
have
know.
Together, but
all of a sudden they dropped
it. They've kind of seemed like it. Yeah. I don't know.
But Abe seems to be her calming force, Like he calls her on her stuff and basically talks her down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think Jake
be more like a friendship.
Very sexy, yes. But I also think
I like that Jake and Kate.
There could be a chemistry with Abe and Kate as well. So maybe there's one that's going to be short term, one long term, or maybe neither of them. I don't know, but you never know. But
we could have another Jake.
I'd be on Jake. I know. I wonder. I don't think that anyone's going to want to use that one. I keep trying to figure out another one to use because I know that one's loaded with emotional.
Yeah.
Well, it could be Cabe for Kate and Abe.
Yeah, Cabe would be good, but for Jake and Kate, I don't know. I don't know where you go with that because
before with John and Kate.
With John and Kate, and that brings back some bad memories for some people.
Bad
memories for other people.
Yeah.
Depends on who.
What did you think about how Clyde kidnapped the baby? Coming in and snuck into the...
You don't
and
notice...
he said about the candle. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Of course, Allie's blaming herself and Nicole. Nicole was back, I don't know, changing her clothes because the baby threw up. You know, they had to get Nicole out of the room somehow.
She was in the shower. She said she was in the shower.
She was in the shower, so she had to be, she had to be away. So she wouldn't be around when he came. So.
Yeah. But, I mean, wouldn't you notice, the kid's not making a sound?
For when,
Like they're sitting there on the couch for how long before they notice the baby's gone? And he's in the playpen.
Yeah, they was a while. Yeah, well, they didn't until she went. I guess they were getting ready to put him to bed, and then she went over. Yeah. And then that's when she couldn't find him. Yeah, and she realized, who that it was Clyde. Well, she didn't know it was Clyde, but she just thought he was because he posed as like an electrician or was supposed to, find the thing with the blackout. What else do we have? We got to see Doug and Julie. I don't know if anybody saw the scenes with Doug and Julie, which are always nice to see planning.
I loved her outfit.
Oh, yeah. She just looks great. He looks good, too.
Yes.
He still looks good. Yeah, he looked well. Miss Claire was having the memorial. She was having a meltdown, and Julie was trying to calm her. And then Jennifer had to come and tell them, what happened, that Hope had left.
Yeah.
So we had those scenes. I don't know when we'll see Cierra again, or if they're going to get a new one, or I don't know how all that's going to play out. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if anybody's heard anything about that.
I heard there's a new Theo.
Yeah, I did see the Theo's coming back. I did see that. I saw a picture of the new Theo. I think he's coming back soon.
That's good.
Yeah. So I wonder who they're going to put him with. Claire again? I don't know.
Maybe Allie? Wait, hold
Maybe
on.
Allie. Yeah.
They're not related.
We still have the whole Trip thing now. Going to be finding out about his DNA, which he still doesn't realize yet that they took his DNA sample. Did we see Jan, or was that the first Jan and Belle and Sean and all them? I think that was last. It wasn't this week.
Yeah.
I think that was last week.
Yeah.
We had her. Did she bring some kind of rock or something?
Yeah, crystal, a big crystal.
Or whatever.
She fantasized about hitting Belle.
Oh, that's right. Hitting Belle. Yeah.
And that reminded me of the Willow Stark Memorial Rock out on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Let us never forget. Never forget.
Yeah, that flashed in my mind too. The Willow Stark Rock. Yeah, that. I thought the
Willow Stark
thing.
Memorial Rock.
Did I say that Belle and Sean are supposed to get married? I thought Belle and Sean were married.
Yeah.
No. I know. I didn't know that. I didn't realize they weren't married either.
I thought they were married. I don't know. I've lost track.
I guess maybe they broke up after the Philip thing. Last Philip thing.
The last Philip thing.
But
I don't know.
But Jan is still cray because she was devastated to learn that
she is.
The man she held in a cage for God knows how long hated her.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's still crazy. Also, although Claire thinks that she's getting, she has Claire fooled.
It's so weird. They've set it up. You know what they've set it up like? It's almost like the parents trying to protect their daughter from a bad guy. And then the more they try to push him away, the girl wants him. It's like, that's so like the dynamic they're setting up with Jan. Like, the more they say Jan's a horrible person, the more Claire wants to be her friend and tries to stick up for her, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we've covered just about everything. I know. I mean, is there any more?
Oh, there's the whole trip thing. The whole
coming?
trip, you know.
The whole trip thing, that still has to be revealed yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen there, we still don't know. I know Ava's coming back, so we don't know. We supposedly, I've heard that Charlie is supposed to be his half-brother, and it was really Charlie that raped Allie. I don't know, and he's kind of warming up to Claire, or liking Claire.
Yeah, he got locked. Was it last week or the week before that he got locked? He got, with the blackout, he got locked at the office. So he had Claire come and get him.
Yeah, that was like,
he stayed after he was freed. He stayed so he could finish a report.
Yeah. And did he ask her out, or they're going to go out or something?
Yeah, he said, well, now I was going to ask you out anyway, but now I really owe you dinner for coming, so how would you feel about that? And she's like, dinner sounds nice, you know, so.
Yeah, so that's, I guess, and then the party and that, I guess that's coming up next week, the whole, they showed the promo. I don't know, does anybody remember else what else was in the promo? I just remember, the only thing I can remember is Abigail. I didn't think anybody else remember? Okay.
I don't understand what the hell Abby is doing. Why is she throwing her family's dirty laundry out in public? I just think that's horrible, and I think it's kind of unforgivable. She's humiliating her entire family out in public. And I honestly, too, I am not a Marcy Miller fan, and having this Big Devereaux storyline without Melissa Reeves and without Kate Mansi is just weird.
It's weird.
It's so weird. I mean,
I agree.
I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy Casey Moss is back, but I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they showed him. That's right.
Yeah. But I mean, Marcy has not improved at all with her time off, and then they put her on contract. I'm like, really? We need more boring, crappy Chad and Abigail storylines. I mean, good Lord. I mean, they're just
she makes it more boring with him.
Holy crap! I mean, seriously, the DiMera storyline right now is
Jake. It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, Jake later in life, Luke Haller, DiMera versus the other later in life. I guess he was middle class DiMera. I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid.
Well, there's two DiMeras that didn't even grow up as DiMeras, and they didn't even know they were DiMeras until.
They should have done was when Stefano died, the torch should have been passed to Tony.
Yep.
And Tony should have been like he was in the 80s a bit, but he was kind of the Michael Corleone of the family, and have him battle between, dark Tony and good Tony, because Tony does have a dark side.
Yeah.
And could have had Anna, and could have had Anna on there, and Anna is a fan favorite. And then you could have Kristen on there, and you could have made it the old school DiMeras. No one is afraid of Chad.
Nope.
No one really has any issues with Chad. I mean, Gabby running DiMera didn't make any sense either. And, you can't have these millennials run the family. It didn't even work when EJ was trying to run the family. Even he seemed too young to run the family, even though he grew up a DiMera. But at least he grew up a DiMera. And I gotta say, too, I think someone said that Billy Flynn said that Chad was Stefano's favorite child. I'm like, did Billy Flynn say that, or was that Chad? That was out there somewhere.
Did Chad? You mean the character Chad? Oh, okay. The golden son.
Yeah.
I always thought that was EJ, though. Yeah. But now it's Chad. It's like Chad replaced EJ, in a way.
Yeah. I think they should recast EJ and bring Tony back and bring Anna back. Yeah, and revive the DiMera family. You can't have a bunch of millennials who aren't very interesting, sniping at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because honestly, I don't know what Chad's issue is with Jake. Jake seems like a decent guy. You know what I mean? I don't understand the problem. Stefan was a huge disaster.
Yep.
And Gabby coming back's not going to improve things either.
Nope. It's the same storyline.
Same storyline, Yeah, and
I
Gwen
guess she's
actually
coming back, and
I liked Gwen when she was actually around Claire.
Yeah.
And Marlena and Sean. I thought she was kind of pulling Claire back over to the crazy side. Not that was interesting. And then they stuck her with, obsessing and gaslighting Abby. And it's like, it seems so random, and who cares? And I actually don't even care what Gwen's problem is with Abby. I don't care what it is. It's not interesting. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant against the horrible DiMera storyline. It's just this has to be one of the worst. This has to be one of the worst DiMera storylines they've ever come up with. Because basically they just turned into
and the whole DiMeras are so weak now. They've been weak for a long time.
They've been weak for a long time, and basically they just turned them into an extension of the Devereaux family, which is an extension of the Horton family. I mean, isn't it weird that Jack and Jennifer are at the DiMera Mansion every single day? I mean,
I think they're living there now. Actually, they are.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. And then you have Lucas and Kate are living there too. It's like, damn, how big is this?
Yeah, I know. It's like the Kiriakis mansion. There's so many living there too. Everybody has their own place. They're either at the DiMeras or the Kiriakis.
Yeah, so why was Xander going to sleep on the couch for and Victor's big old house? That didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I had to complain about DiMera's because it's been bothering me for months how badly they effed up that family, and it needs to be fixed. It's just terrible.
I second your emotion.
Thank you.
I don't think Ron knows how to write them. I mean, he didn't create them.
No.
He came in late. I don't think he knows how to write for the DiMeras. But he should. I mean, if he goes back and does his history, then and learns about them like he should.
Yeah, I love Stefano just as much as anybody, but enough is enough of like Rolf trying to reincarnate him.
Yes. Rolf, somebody needs to sit him down and say, Rolf, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You have this love affair has to end. Let it go.
Even Kayla tried to tell him.
Stefano. Yeah. Even Kayla was telling them that.
That's right.
Yeah. I think instead of this 2-week thing that they did, they should have added some classic episodes, like classic Halloween episodes leading up to Halloween or something.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Instead of doing that. Yeah. Or just show us some older shows or encore shows or some of their best, story, they didn't have to all fit because this kind of didn't fit anyway. So, they could have done. Everybody always likes looking back. I know I do on the older shows. Yeah, all the different Halloween ones they could have, the week leading up. That is true.
Yeah.
They had so many all the Halloween shows they've had over the years. That would have been good. So. All right. But, of course, they're not going to listen to us. Many times we say that about the DiMeras and bring, Tony back and Anna back and
Andre.
Or Andre,
Ron tweeted out
one
what
or the
he was
other.
going to do for Halloween, and basically his Halloween episode this year was going to be a zombie storyline with Melinda Trask and Eli, I believe. Yeah. I mean, he has a whole thread about it on Twitter. I mean, I didn't find it particularly interesting, but...
So they are going to air that or no?
No, they weren't. Yeah.
Oh,
they were going to.
It sounds awful.
Yeah,
it sounds awful.
Yeah, it does sound. It sounded really stupid. Yeah.
Right. Anything else? Anybody hear anything else or any other gossip?
Nope, I haven't heard anything.
Or spoilers? No. It'll be interesting to see the Kate storyline coming up. With Kate.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's going to get some more a little bit.
I just hate it that, that's great. I mean, I want her to have springtime, but then it's like, the only thing that might cause the fans not to, like, hate her again for something like this is that, I mean, the fans that, are like big Jack and Jen fans and stuff, that because it's the different Jen right now, they might be like whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know. But then that means they're going to check out.
Not like it.
And I think also it really ruins it. It's going to offend people that thought he was faithful to her and stood by her side the whole time she was in that coma, and then to find out he was, screwing around with somebody, even though it's a different Jennifer now that I'm sure most of their fans aren't going to like, because we don't even like her. We're not even like the biggest Jack and Jen fan. I mean, we are, but I mean, Jen isn't. We know Jen isn't the biggest Jack and Jen. But you said you like Jack better this time. But I mean,
they're not.
Yeah, I thought Jack had changed finally and matured. That's what I was hoping for. And this was, didn't think he would.
I've been waiting 30 years.
It really sets his character back. But on the other hand, what do we watch the show for? Drama. So, they got to get drama somewhere.
And we know Jack, what he did to Kayla. So, he had that. So I don't know. And they even brought that up again, too.
In a way, it would make it more interesting if they, like, let's say Kate was comforting him because he didn't think, he kept sitting by Jennifer's side and all. And then one thing leads to another. It would make it more, like, maybe understandable and more intriguing if it did turn out that they had that Gwen was theirs. That would be kind of interesting, but I don't know.
They had a history.
And Kate has slammed Gwen a few times, made comments about her, so that makes me think, okay, that they might be setting that up for, oh crap, she's my kid, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. So who knows?
But doesn't Kate have enough children?
She does. She does, and I don't think she needs to do this again unless they want to. I mean, we can pawn off a couple of the kids she has. We can forget about the alien twins. How about that? Yeah. But even still, it's like, oh, really? So I mean, I'm not gonna bash her story, but it's like, because it's at least Kate's featured in something. But it's just frustrating when you're like, dang, there's so many possibilities, and they chose to go that route. But at least it's it's like, it is what it is. But
hey, they got Roman out of the pub for a little bit.
Yeah. Yep, that was good.
Oh yeah, I'll see Roman.
And some sunshine. Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Just remember to turn your clocks back.
Oh yeah,
right. That's this
weekend. Yeah, we're finishing early tonight.
Our phones will do it automatically. So then you're confused, and you're like, okay, did I not turn the oven and all the other things down?
Yeah, it's just all the other ones. It's nice, our phones just automatically do that.
I saw that there was some legislation to get rid of just keep us on daylight saving time like forever and
to get rid of this.
See how it goes. And I was so rooting for that, but I guess with all the other things going on, they didn't have time for that one. But I would totally sign up for that.
I think that's been going on for a while, trying to get that changed. I know.
But this is like probably the biggest hope. Maybe they'll dust it off next year or something, because I was really hoping a few months ago it was like, who's against that idea? I mean, and it's like the lost productivity, it screws everybody's medication out. If you're seniors and children,
I hate when it's dark at 5 o'clock when I get out of work.
I know, you leave off work and it's dark and all. It's just ridiculous. So. I was all for that, and I don't know what happened to it, but I was really disappointed to find out that it was this weekend and nobody had stopped it yet. And you know what? I'll sacrifice that hour. I grew up in a state, Arizona, that did not have daylight savings time.
Yeah,
the only one that the entire state doesn't is Hawaii, and there used to be Southern Indiana, but I think they flipped to where they now are. All of Indiana does it now, but it used to be full and partial states. So I grew up not doing that. So now my excuse every year is always, or every 6 months is always like, well, I wasn't used to this growing up, so it takes me extra long to I have to be dramatic about it. Like, well, I wasn't accustomed to this, but it hurts my system extra. But no, but seriously, when you look at how it screws everybody's time clock off, there's more accidents, more heart attacks, more elderly people have problems, confusion, and little kids. It screws up theirs, nap time, medication times, all that. Even like my cat's insulin. I'm like, okay, now I got to do the math and figure out, like, is it 12 hours or 11 hours? Am I gonna, it's just dumb. And I just, so I am willing to sacrifice the hour that we normally gain at this point to just stay where we were. But I don't know. Because are we coming off of daylight saving time now, or were we coming on to it now? I can never remember. But anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just know spring forward, fall back. Yeah.
Yep, that's all I remember.
Anyway.
All I remember is
that's how I remember which way to go.
We gain an hour in November, and we in the fall, and we lose an hour in the spring.
And you lose.
But
right.
But all I'm saying is I will not hold it against anybody if we lose that hour forever. Like, we'll just chalk that up to having watched a bad episode of Days or something, and hey, you know what? Life goes on. You can't maximize every hour in your life. Go ahead and just take that hour, and it's all good. But no, they couldn't get it done. So maybe next year. So, but anyway, all right. Enough of my
well, thanks, ladies.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody has a good week.
We'll see you next week.
Let's hope.
All right.
Let's hope for a better week on Days.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Night, ladies.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.